Good, happy Sunday evening. Is Sunday, July 31st, 2022. I'm Riley King. Welcome to this Sunday evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Sunday evening, so let's get started right now. First up, Gunstock Area Commission formally votes to rehire management team. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Another emergency meeting was held today by the Gunstock Area Commission in hopes to reopen the resort. Good evening, New Hampshire. I'm Troy Lynch.
And I'm Grace Feinerman. That team resigned in recent weeks, saying they could no longer work with the commission's chairman. Today, the commission formally voted to rehire the management team. However, that's contingent upon the current chair, David Strang, resigning or being voted out by the Belknap County delegation. Strang didn't resign at today's meeting, and now the delegation is prepared to hold another emergency meeting Monday night to vote Strang out and elect a temporary commissioner.
I'm optimistic. I always had faith that the local leadership of this area would come through. I'm glad, although it's the 11th hour, that they did. You can see that the community's always been recruited. The employees have always been recruited to stand behind this mountain, and ultimately, we are too.
Once a temporary commissioner is in place, the mountain will be able to reopen and activities will be able to resume. The commission says they're still planning on hosting Soul Fest, a Christian music festival, at the mountain next week.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Pair of New Hampshire residents indicted in multi-million-dollar money laundering ring. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Yeah, Shi Rong Zhang of Wyndham and his ex-wife Hui Mei Zhang are accused, along with 6 others, in this large-scale drug and money laundering operation dubbed Operation Good Fortune by the FBI. The operation was allegedly being run out of their family-owned restaurant China Gourmet in Boston's Chinatown neighborhood. Investigators say the duo and several others would accept drug proceeds for a fee, transfer the equivalent value in Chinese currency to drug trafficker bank accounts, and sell the drug proceeds to people in the U.S. at a discounted rate. Some of the transactions moving tens of thousands of dollars at one time. FBI agents even say they found cash hidden under packaged frozen meat products as it was en route to be delivered to the restaurant. Now, in addition, the suspects are also accused of using stolen gift cards to ship thousands of Apple products internationally in exchange, again, for tens of millions of dollars in wire transfers. The charges each carry sentences of anywhere from 5 to 20 years in prison if convicted. Live in the studio, I'm Nicole Lally, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. One person dead after motorcycle crash in Fitzwilliam. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Factors could be particularly relevant to a common...
Forward is giving companies unique plans and solutions for their organization, and their organization alone. PNC Bank. See how we can make a difference for you.
All right, Jackie, thanks so much. We're going to move on to breaking news out of Fitzwilliam. New Hampshire State Police says one person is dead after a motorcycle crash. No one else was injured, and details right now are limited. This is a developing story, and we're going to bring you more information as we get it.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Tiny pantry and dairy available for taking, donating items during time of financial crisis and stress. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
At VA, veterans of color can find resources to support them on the mental health journey. Learn more and connect with VA Care at mentalhealth.va.gov.
Open for business 24/7. This is a blessing box, a tiny food pantry found on 39 West Broadway in Derry, New Hampshire.
The motto is take what you need, leave what you can, and above all, be blessed. And the idea is it's a free little pantry. People can drop off food and non-perishable donations.
So what exactly goes in and out? All right, what do you got? That looks yummy.
Applesauce, soups, canned fruits and vegetables, canned meats, cereals, snacks for kids that are non-perishable, and then personal hygiene products as well.
In just a short amount of time, this box has been a big success.
In the first couple of days, just the turnover of items in there has been really high, so people are accessing it. They're taking what they need, and it looks like some people are leaving donations as well.
Inspired by a blessing box in Londonderry, Janine and Lindsay asked the Marion Garish Center to install one and got the okay. But in order to get it up and running, Janine and Lindsay needed some help putting it together.
We spoke to some friends who connected us with a man who donated his materials and time and constructed it and helped us install it on Wednesday.
Give or take, this box is blessing Derry one item at a time.
Thought we bring it to our community just to provide another resource for families who might need something like this.
All right, so it was really cool. Anthony and I were leaving the blessing box, and literally as we were leaving, somebody came up and donated food into the blessing box. I know, they didn't want to be on TV, but the blessing box, it's already working.
For sure. And if you want more information on where to find this location, head to our website or mobile app, and it'll lead you to their Facebook page.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Very cool indeed. Great story there. Hiker collapse. Dies on Mount Washington Trail. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Most of us have battles or fellow soldiers that go through it, and a lot of times you can't even tell that they're...
A shock for hikers Saturday who came upon an unresponsive man on the Jewel Trail on Mount Washington. Fish and Game officials say the group started CPR immediately and called for help. After 40 minutes of CPR, the Good Samaritans saw no sign of life and were battling tough weather conditions, freezing temperatures, and high winds, according to the report. Resuscitation efforts were stopped. The man's body was carried by a volunteer rescue team, then transported to the base of the mountain on the Cog Railway. The dog that was with the man when he collapsed was placed in a shelter until family could be reached.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. COVID-19 concerns seem to fade while the virus continues to spread. Let's take a listen to that video from NBC News.
We have to tell everyone that we just switched to Verizon's new Welcome Unlimited plan for just $30.
I've already told everyone.
$30? That's awesome.
It's their best unlimited price ever.
For $30 a line, I'm switching now.
The network you want, the price you love, only from Verizon.
The news on Saturday that President Biden tested positive for COVID for the second time in 2 weeks is a reminder the virus is very much still with us. But after 2.5 years of pandemic exhaustion and the effectiveness of vaccines and boosters at preventing serious illness, America, by and large, seems to have moved on. But do we have that luxury as we head into the fall? NBC's Gotti Schwartz has our Sunday focus.
Hey folks, Joe Biden here. Tested positive this morning.
The news comes as the country faces yet another wave of COVID thanks to the BA.5 Omicron variant. Some already labeling it the worst. BA.5 is the most transmissible yet, adept at evading immune response among people who have been vaccinated and infected prior. Before BA5 and BA4, which together make up 90% of cases in the nation, prior infection meant 90% protection from reinfection. But no longer the case with BA5, the leading variant accounting for nearly 130,000 cases a day. Still, symptoms from infection remain mild for most. The Biden administration taking aim on Friday, announcing a new and improved booster targeting the latest variant that will be available this fall for adults 18 and older. But currently, 70% of eligible Americans, those 50 and older, still haven't gotten their recommended second booster.
There's some confusion on whether you should get a second booster now or possibly hold off until maybe a booster comes out that's going to be more effective against all the variants. What's your advice?
Wait until the middle of September, when these new boosters are going to be available. It's going to provide better protection against the hospital and may provide you some measure of protection against testing positive.
But experts advise those who are immunocompromised shouldn't wait until the fall. With the school year fast approaching and cases rising,
I do try to be very mindful of where I'm going with my daughter. She hasn't had the vaccine.
Concern, too, among parents whose children aren't eligible for a booster.
Or what do parents need to know going into the new school year?
We want to make sure that schools are still taking this threat seriously, because most parents have decided that they're not going to vaccinate their children.
Uncertainty only adding to COVID fatigue across the country. Just this week, Los Angeles County shot down the latest proposal to reinstate a mask mandate.
Just move on. There's nothing we can do. Are we out of the pandemic stage?
In my view, we're currently out of the pandemic, because are we at that pandemic level state where there's hospital level surges? We can't care for people that need COVID related help or non-COVID related help. We're not at that state.
And one thing that we've heard over and over again is that at some point COVID will become as common as a flu or a cold. Are we there yet?
Yes, we are. It is clear that we're only capturing about 10% of the cases that are actually occurring in communities across the country. It's about 1 million cases that are likely getting spread around. Most people don't even recognize it because they're asymptomatic.
And Gotti joins me now live. Gotti, good morning. So as you say, the vaccines and boosters certainly have relaxed people about the fear of getting COVID. But what are the latest recommendations about testing and isolating if you do test positive?
Well, Willie, those recommendations are still stay home for at least 5 days after a positive test. Wear a mask if you have to be around people in your house. Don't travel. Then after a full 5 days and you're fever-free, you don't have symptoms, then you can end your isolation with a mask for 5 days that you want to wear. If you do get symptoms again or you do test positive after several negative tests, like we saw the president do, then you should repeat that 5-day isolation cycle. One thing to note, experts say that there is a chance that this latest variant of COVID may actually last longer than the original, so it's good to keep checking back for the latest recommendations. Willie?
All right, that's good information. Gotti, thanks so much. We appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Thank you for tuning in for this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Have a great evening, everyone, and good night and goodbye.